people being realistic in the mind, being like, no, you're not doing it because it's not gonna make you any money. You know, you're gonna like just be broke and poor for the rest of your life. Being a creative requires you to go through many steps in order to start a business, and Lord knows that everything that I see online doesn't apply to me as a creative when it comes to starting an online business. So today, this is going to be the video. We're going to learn about finding your creative identity, because this is a part 1 into starting a business with authenticity and a lot of soul. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Salut les amis, bienvenue sur ma chaîne. Hola, bienvenue à mi canal. Konnichiwa, watashi no channel ni yokoso. I hope you're doing fine today. It is another day, another week, and another video of me. Today we're going deep down into starting an online business as a creative. I love it because, like I said before, I don't see a lot of places as a creative where you start building a business from that soul-centered place, finding your creative identity before starting anything else. The first part is all about finding your creative identity, and then the second part is all about filtering ideas in a way to structure them and always get them organized. And we're gonna have a third part where we're gonna really set the goals. As a creative, let's just get to it. This is a bit of my ikigai way of finding your creative identity, that's how I call it. And for those who don't know, it's a Japanese word, finding your call, finding your mission on this planet, finding your purpose altogether. And being a creative, monetizing your own passions, it's all about starting by finding what is it for you that is aligned with whatever or wherever you live, that you can sell as a person and still keep that really genuine. Being creative, it's all about the multiple layers that we have. Wherever you live, whoever you meet, wherever you go, wherever you travel, you're always gonna be exposed. And as a creative person, we absorb a lot of whatever is around us. You gotta find your creative identity. If your goal is to find your purpose, if your goal is to feel genuine, if your goal is to feel aligned, you got 4 parts. For me, the creative identity is a sum of everything that you're gonna be inspired. You have to find what makes you happy and then find a way to structure it into aligning it with everything in the society. Let's talk about passion. Passion is something that you're gonna enjoy doing. Could be drawing, writing poems that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel joy. Hobby that you enjoy making a lot. Painting, drawing, singing, dancing, reading, listening to people. Whatever you do, when you do it, there's something natural and something happy about you. I remember back then, when I was a lot little in Cameroon, I used to draw so much. And I'm still drawing, but a lot less now. I would spend nights on it. And I remember when I talked to my mom, I was like, Mom, I want to be a mangaka, which is a Japanese anime, Japanese manga way of drawing I'm specialized in. And she was like,
let me put it in a language you can understand.
Not happening, like you're not gonna make money out of it. So if you felt that way and you had that kind of feedback, don't worry, because it's still something that you enjoy doing. And back then I used to edit videos, combine different video clips of my favorite Asian singers, Ayumi Yamazaki, Gakto-san, Seven, the OG of K-pop and J-pop. BTS is just a result of a lot of people discovering K-pop way after it actually already existing. The second layer of your creative identity is gonna be the natural skills that come easy to us, not necessarily because we enjoy doing it. It's by combining different layers of your creative that a passion can then become something else from your own natural skill. You don't need to practice it so much in order for you to be good at it. It's something that comes easy to you. Drawing, for example. Some people, it's like really comes easy. It came easy to me because I was watching so many mangas and I was really enjoying the aesthetic, and when I gave it a try, I was not so bad at it. But I think editing videos came a lot more natural to me than drawing mangas, in that you don't need to practice much in order to be good at it. And see wherever you're good at and really finding something that makes sense for you to monetize. Let's talk about the cultural part, because we all live somewhere where we are attached to a certain cultural environment, African, European, North American, Asian, and whatnot, because there's still subcultures into those major cultures, right? It's something that you've been exposed to and that you probably learned that became a part of your identity. And it's not necessarily because we're so good at it, it's because you've been exposed to that so much. I'm not talking about necessarily traveling, I'm talking about something that is really close to you. I'm from Cameroon and I'm African, so because of it, I've been exposed to people dancing a certain way around me. So it became a second nature for me. I would have lived somewhere else, and me being exposed to something different would have made me be a different person. So because of that, it was really a point for me to separate what is really cultural to me and that I can actually use for my own, let's say, soul mission. The same way it goes with like theater, of having poetry done, cultural color, cultural vibe, wherever you are. The same goes with dancing, because African dancing, again, is really general. Depending on the parts in Africa, we have subcultures, like specific ways of doing specific things. From those subcultures, you as a person being exposed to that, growing up in that culture, is gonna make you be a different person. That's gonna be a part of that identity as you as an individual. Being a part of a culture, a community, a group, a tribe, still gonna give you something original, different from anything else. Then you have the outside influence. Anything that's gonna be watching, wherever you're gonna be traveling, the people that you're gonna meet that are outside of the culture. I've traveled so much in my life where I've just been used to just move around a lot. From Africa, I've been in Europe, I've moved to North America. I've been exposed really young to Asian culture, that because of it, creative identity, by combining all those layers to find your creative identity, because it's a part of you. By finding your own creative soul mission, it's a combination of all those people, all those social things happening in the world, all that is still gonna affect you a certain way. And because of that, you're gonna make choice and find your soul mission based on all of those, I would say, factors. Social media, we are affected by everything, no matter where it is in the world, right? And making a choice based on all those influences and combining the way that you walk. Now we get into the combination. The first combination is when you get to combine natural skills with passion, which is the easiest, because we all at some point, whatever we enjoy doing, on top of being good at it, we're gonna have it as hobby. Whatever your friends or people that know you are gonna say about you, this is gonna be a great feedback for you to have. I wouldn't necessarily see myself as a coach. Why? Because for me it was just easy to listen to somebody and really analyze and guide them through the own roadblocks. And it could be anything beyond just being a creative, but I found myself helping a lot more creatives because they had that special gift, but they couldn't necessarily figure out how to make it alive. Use that for their own businesses. Me, it was just something that everybody was doing. Then it was nothing about making money. Then it was a hobby that I could have turned into a business, but because I had so much doubt, a real job, a secure job, like as a creative, they let me know down below. My brother wanted to be a popular soccer player, really playing in big teams in France, Europe, wherever, and stopping in the track because it was something that was way too much into the dreams, and my parents wanted something more secure for him. Up until now, it still is a hobby, and from those multiple hobbies, you gotta have one or two that there's a lot deeper things about them. See where you're passionate, you're naturally good at it, and see how it's gonna align with whatever intention, desire you put into the world. Those multiple layers about your creative identity, you start finding something that gets aligned with your mission on gift. Second powerful combination for you to be able to build up that creative identity is natural skills with something cultural. Like I said, cultural is something that is really into your own culture. You get to combine whatever you're good at with something that is really into your culture. It becomes original because not everybody is going to do it that way, and especially because we live in a society where we're trying to be a bit like everybody else, And when you forget yourself or you forget where you come from, sometimes it just gives a pale copy of everybody else. And not to say that you need to include anything about your culture into everything that you're going to be doing, but it's still going to be a part of your creative identity, which is going to be a part of your soul mission. There's different specific things about your culture that you can choose from and then align it with your own intention and gift the way it is. Let's say being natural good at dancing and then starting performing African dances online. Creating a channel where as an African you're really great at dancing and then you're starting like having shows online or giving African classes to people wanting to learn more from the African culture on top of the dances. Your desire is to, let's say, put forward your African culture. The third combination comes from the passion and then the outside influence. This is probably where I'm feeling a little bit more excited, because you start building up more to choose from the hobby. Then you start moving up and you go from something where you build up natural intuition, open to learn more from other people, from communities, from just people in general or things in general around you. The creative intuition comes because from the passion, you start building awareness into whatever happens in the world. I learned a lot of languages. I speak French first, then English, a bit of Spanish, Japanese, a bit of Korean. Love learning about other people's cultures in general. I already had built up that curiosity to connect to different cultures. I love the combination of different things that are really different. That's a part of my creative identity. It goes beyond being authentic because it's a way to build up something that is just so much more different because of all those combinations. By watching Japanese animes, I started drawing animes, which came to me as a passion, came to me as a hobby. From that point, by watching more animes, I started to listen to more of the Japanese words and sound, and I love the sound of it. By going beyond the Japanese animes, I started to learn more about the culture, which for me there was a common point between the African culture and then Asian culture, or even the Japanese culture, where there was a big respect towards like elders. That's a part of it, because there's a lot more. I found myself finding common points into different cultures, find a bridge. Every time that I would travel, every time that I would meet different people, it was a way for me to build up those bridges, getting from a curiosity standpoint. When you get to build up awareness into whatever happens in the world, if you come there as the judgy person, you stay close-minded. Use your energy as a way to be open-minded, to understand, not to judge. Understand what is going on into different cultures. When you get to build your creative intuition from something that you love, and then you build up that from outside influence like traveling, meeting new people, you get to build awareness and be so much more open-minded. And you're gonna get to build something that is a lot more original, because you're not just coming from your own cultural standpoint. You get to build up something that goes beyond. Third step, third magic combination is gonna go into order. When you get there, you understand. You standing out. You are outside of the box. You are not a copy. You the original. Whoever you are, wherever you are, people are gonna look up at you as a person that started something, not as somebody that followed something. Cultural experiences, like whatever you've been exposed from growing up, and then the outside influence. Different interpretations of the world. They might make a choice where they want to help their communities more from everything that happens in the world. Whatever I'm doing as a combination here is because you are making a choice. It's not about having to combine something just for the sake of something. It's by combining those multiple layers that you make a choice and you align that with your soul and your purpose. You make a choice wherever you want to go from there. I get to align myself with building communities, building a bridge into different communities. It comes from the way that I've interpreted the world. It comes from my own values as an African. I've been exposed to the African community the most. I made certain choices based on certain things that I went through. You know, good and bad. How you interpret that from those experiences as a creative person that I am. So there's certain choices that I make, there's certain things that I'm not doing, and one of the things that I decided to not do anymore, or just to not do at all, is to follow movements. I'm like a person, I would say I'm anti-movements. And that's a choice based on the person I am, beyond the creative identity that I have. Energy is pretty neutral. I'm always trying to be logical in anything that I'm doing. Way too much of emotions when it comes to the extremes. When you get to use your emotion as a way to connect, as a way to understand, as a way to open discussions, that's where for me it makes sense. When you get to have those extremes and being much more close-minded to any type of discussions or debates on whatever happens in the world right now, this is where we just have more tensions than anything else. It is a way to understand wherever people are and how to build up those bridges based on those specific values that we all have. Now, it's all about what are you doing now. It's a choice that you're making because you went through certain experiences that made you feel a certain way about certain things, certain issues, certain communities, certain things as a person. You have a choice at the end of the day. As a creative person, you get to combine those different steps by journaling it. You're gonna find something that is really genuine for you and that aligns with you and then the society you live in. So I hope it was interesting for you. My Ikigai way, finding your own passion and then monetize them online. It's soon because the second episode is gonna be up about how you can filter them, structuring them, and then starting to be really organized. Your people are going to come to you naturally. Your people, your ideal people, your favorite people online. The point here is for you to make money, being genuine at it, and finding your purpose along the way. The best way is to work with me because coaching program. On there, you're gonna learn so much more about finding that creative identity, being organized, being consistent online, and being confident on videos. If you have a free discovery call, the link is gonna be down below for you. And for any other questions, I'm always available on the Instagram. The link is gonna be down below. I have my name somewhere here that's gonna show up as well. It's about creativity. It's not about being just human. If you like that type of video, put a like button to help me to be able to reach out to more creative people. And at the end of the day, we all need that community. Don't need to have those general strategies that just don't apply to us anymore. Share that with anybody that you know that is a creative just like you that can benefit from this video. Like I say all the time, keep smiling because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.